Hey there! I am showing you a really quick and easy yummy sandwich that can either be lunch, dinner, however you want to use it, with leftover pork loin. So in this little foil wrapper, I have some pork loin. We had that the other night for dinner. It was just a simple garlic and olive oil, salt, pepper, a little bit of rosemary. So it's pretty neutral. It just has, and then salt and pepper. I think I said that. Anyways, it's just a pretty neutral pork tenderloin, and I'm gonna slice that up thin, and I'm making Cuban sandwiches, which actually I've never made before. I've seen it done. Big fan of the movie Chef, but I figured I'd give it a whirl. And instead of doing a long, they like special Cuban bread, and I'm not sure if it's more like a French baguette, but I decided to use these little guys. They're the from La Brea Bakery, if anybody has that near them. It's the Terra rolls. But what I thought would be good is it's a little bit not too pillowy. It's got, it's got some give, but it's got a little bit of a firm crust on there, because I know you want to butter the outside. And I'm going to show you how even at home without the special, I think it's called a plancha, but the little thing that, like, almost like a panini maker, but it's flat, a flat top. How you can just do it really easy with a pan and either a rock that you've wrapped in some tin foil, or a brick, or just multiple pans, but you make some weight, press it down, real simple and easy, and it's gonna be tasty. So let's go on this one. Okay, so I've started slicing my pork really thin here, and instead of cutting it straight up and down, I'm cutting it on an angle, because then I can get larger slices, and I'm going relatively thin with it, so I can kind of build the layers. And I know that true Cuban sandwiches have, like, if you do your pork, it's gonna be marinated in all the right, typical spices that'll fit that flavor profile. But for trying to make do with some leftover meat, this is going to be a great option. So I'm just going to get this all sliced up, and then of course I've got some deli sliced ham. And typically you want to just do like just a regular boiled ham or Black Forest ham. You don't want like a sweet ham, or you could go smoked, and then Swiss cheese and some mustard. We actually don't have pickles, and I thought we did. So pickles are also typically on this, but we are out. So ours will be pickleless, but that will go on there as well. And I will show assembly here in just a sec. Okay, I've got all the guys assembled here. Yellow mustard, that will be going on here. Squiggle some of that. It's one of the classic things in a Cuban, is that yellow mustard. Even if you're like, I don't like it, but if you've eaten a Cuban, you know that it's all about how all the flavors go together. So I'm not spreading a huge thick thing, because I think mustard's pretty strong, but I've got that in there. We're gonna go with some cheese down on each side, because we want this nice and melty. And then I'm gonna get some ham on here, do ham on one side, and some of the pork on the other. I'm gonna be pretty generous, because this is gonna get pressed down. So then I will do some pork. Oh my gosh, you guys, my mouth's already watering. If anybody's ever made a Cuban and you have your own little tricks and twists to it, please share. Maybe I'm gonna do double, we'll know. Yeah, maybe one more slice of cheese, because it's just, you want it nice and ooey gooey cheesy. Now, here's the thing with the Cuban, y'all. You gotta butter, actually I can use this one. You gotta butter the outside, which seems kind of weird, but that's the ticket. You butter out here, and then you're gonna lay this down and put a weight on it, and this is gonna get all golden and crispy. And what I'm doing, I'll just lift it up and show you, because it's already hot. I've got my pancake grill that I'm heating, and I'm gonna use my large cast iron skillet and be able to do 2 at a time. So I'm just gonna like I'll make another sandwich, flip it down so the butter side's down, put my cast iron skillet on top of this, just lay the bottom of it on there, and then you don't want to check it. You need to let it go for a little while so it can build kind of a nice crust and get golden and get pressed. And then we'll flip them, do a little more butter, press it again, and that's kind of the trick. But by doing it that way, I can do 2 at a time. You could just do 1 in a skillet at a time though. So I'll show you what it looks like once it gets on the griddle. Okay, I'm by myself today, so a little bit tricky, but I just place those guys down, and then I'm gonna lift my super heavy cast iron skillet and lay it right on top like that. Make sure it's balanced. I might have to readjust just a touch. Look at that, you guys. So the trick with your grill is you really want to make sure that your heat is hot enough so you get a sizzle, but you don't want to burn your, see if I can just flip it like this. I'm not very good at this. You don't want to burn that bread. So you want to be able to get everything melty without burning it. So it's a trick. If it's too hot, it'll burn before the cheese melts. But if it's not hot enough, you won't get that kind of crisp on the outside. And yes, your cheese will melt, but you want to kind of have that balance. So that's the trick with this one. Okay, you can see my cheese is starting to get ooey gooey and melty. Oh my word, you guys, are you drooling like me? I can't even wait. So what I'm gonna do is remove my pan, butter the tops. Ooh, it's heavy. Butter the tops here. And then I think they'll be about ready to flip. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, press it again. But you wanna wait for that cheese to be melty. My temperature on my griddle is around just a little bit over 300, which is probably little like medium, maybe medium low, in between there somewhere. So that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna see if I can do this one-handed. I'm filming with my left. Oh baby, here we go. Nice and easy. Oh, look at that. Look at those cheesy biddles. I'm gonna eat those. Okay, I'm not gonna attempt the other one-handed, but I will get the second one flipped and put my pan back on, and pretty soon we'll be ready to eat and taste test. My favorite. Okay, quick pro tip, since I'm learning with you. I've never made these before. Because that layer of cheese at the top was already melted out, my pan was just like completely tipped and slid off the side because it's melty cheese, so it moves. So you gotta kind of make sure you watch your pan if you're doing it like I am. If you do like a single brick, like if you have any bricks maybe in your backyard, you just wrap those in foil and you can do the same effect if you don't have a cast iron pan. Or take one of your pans and just stack some cans in it, even a saucepan, and same effect. You just put the pan on top and boom, you got a little crust. So easy. I think these yummy little guys are ready to roll. I'm gonna take these off. I have 2 more I'm gonna make because I'm feeding the boys. Oh, look at that. All the way over here. You guys, I have to let them cool for a minute before I can cut into them, but I can't even handle it. That looks amazing. And I don't even have the pickles, but you could do it without pickles if you don't like pickles, but I wish I did. I just don't have any. So I'll show you a slice open and a test taste in a sec. Okay. Oh, nice and crispy. Look at that, you guys. You got the layers of ham and pork and some of the mustard. It's nice and pressed. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh, I'm so excited to try it. Okay, I'm gonna cut myself so I don't be a complete idiot. Just a little piece like this. Test taste time. It smells so good in here. Did you see that really good cheese? It's so good. Oh my word. You guys, there's a reason that Cubans are popular. You got the tang of the mustard, the really, really yummy gooey cheese. It's Swiss, which I don't typically love, but when it's melted, it takes on a whole different characteristic with a little bit of that ham that's kind of salty, and then the pork, it's meaty and cheesy, and second bite, that's right. Give this a try. You don't need to go to a restaurant or a food truck, which is pretty awesome though, to have a Cuban. You can do it at home. Delight of the bite. Subscribe, share, tell your friends. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy.